Welcome back to the final Thomas and Friends mini review of this month. And for today, we'll be talking about another season 17 episode known as Not Now Charlie. As teased from the previous video, I think this is an okay episode, and I'll explain why. It stars Charlie the Purple Tank Engine, who is one of my least favorite Thomas characters along with Billy and the Logging Locos. Oh, and speaking of Billy, I've gotten some constructive criticism on my top 6 least favorite characters video stating that Charlie and Billy are actually brothers, not cousins. And you know what? You guys are absolutely correct. The reason I've screwed that up is because they have domes placed differently on top of each other. Billy's dome was placed on the top front near his funnel, while Charlie's was set in the top center. So yeah, that's why I got a little confused. Anyway, back to the review. It starts off with Charlie making a joke about pirates to everyone at Brendam Docks. So far, I did like the parts where Cranky and Gordon don't really find Charlie's jokes to be funny, but sometimes couldn't help but laugh anyway, as the narrator said. In the next scene, Charlie arrives at Nafford Station where he tells everyone there unfunny riddles about elephants. To be frank, I kinda like his pirate joke better. But it was even funnier in the SpongeBob episode Crabborg, where Squidward tells a joke to Mr. Krabs why a kid couldn't go to a pirate movie. Because it was rated R. Now that was a better pirate joke than Charlie's. Anyway, after Charlie told plenty of jokes about elephants to Thomas and his friends back at Nafford Station, that's when he suddenly comes across an elephant near the tracks. He tried whistling to get the elephant off the tracks, but it didn't move. So he decided to get help, and that's where his troubles began. Charlie tried to tell everyone, including Thomas and Percy, about the elephant on the line, but they kept saying, "Not now, Charlie." And I was like, oh, they said the episode's title, lol. Later on, Charlie was starting to doubt that if he even saw the elephant in the first place. But then he stumbled across a broken wall at the Soar Animal Park where the elephant escaped from. He first tried to tell everyone at Brendam Docks, but once again, no one believed him. Then finally, Charlie decided to go to the Soar Search and Rescue Center for help, which he should have done in the first place, by the way. Harold was happy to help. He took off into the sky and followed Charlie all the way to the Soar Animal Park to pick up the zookeeper. Oh, and I love how head keeper Jack was holding the binoculars the wrong way before moving them back the right way, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Harold then spotted the elephant near Brendam Docks where the children were watching delightfully at the pachyderm. The zookeeper put her in a special truck, and Charlie took her all the way back to the animal park with all the other engines watching. They now believed that Charlie had been telling the truth all along. The little purple tank engine learned that telling jokes all the time wasn't a very good idea because no one took him very seriously after his elephant riddles. He originally decided to never tell jokes again, but unfortunately, this decision didn't last very long when he told another elephant joke at Brendam Docks. Let's move on to my final thoughts. Overall, this episode was a slight improvement over Ho Ho Snowman, which was the worst episode of season 16 by the way. But it's still not my most favorite season 17 episode, mainly because of Charlie and his unfunny jokes. And I also don't like the fact that he's telling jokes again after deciding not to do them again. But hey, at least the story itself was overall good, and the moral was executed very well. In other words, Not Now Charlie was the Thomas equivalent of The Boy Who Cried Wolf, which has the same moral execution and writing, but in this case, it's an escaped elephant rather than a wolf trying to eat the boy's sheep. So therefore, my final score for this would be a 7 out of 10 stars, and it's probably the best Charlie episode ever. Now let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Do you like it, do you hate it, or do you think it's average like I do? I might make some more mini reviews on Thomas episodes later in the next month, but right now, I need another break. And I'm honestly thinking of doing another top 10 or something in the next week or so. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions. Anyways, this is Trevor Davis, signing off.